Hey, apparently I'm live. Okay, cool. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Aladdin. Hi everyone, hope everybody is enjoying this wonderful marathon. We are going to have something pretty cool over here. The, of course, superior version of Aladdin, run by Tinnue and JulianRX as a race. And these two people, you want to give it out for them because they are really good at this game. They both have a sub 17-minute time, 20%, which is not an easy thing to do. Alright, sorry for the delay, but now I have the stream. Okie dokie. I think I should be set. Yeah, sorry I removed it. Should be good now. Yeah, I'm muted on my own. On my end, sorry. It was my fault. Alright, so are we ready to kick it off? I'm good to start. Countdown is going on. And here we go! Alright, so welcome to Disney's Aladdin. This is one of the best collaborations between Capcom and Disney, in my opinion, for the Super Nintendo. And right off the bat, the racers are going to pick up the cape item, which is something we really want to have for this speedrun, because it is just so much faster with it. The reason for that is you want to mash like crazy, because when you do that, well, you save some time. Every time you release the cape, it saves a frame. And there is also some other assets that you can use during this run. You have apples, and people know exactly what to do with them, and they are very carefully routed through the game. So here in the second level, they used some apples to get rid of these barrel-holding people. They are very annoying, so you want to be able to go through them. It's not really easy to go around in any other way. Okay, so third level, we have to make sure that we collect some gems on the way, because gems are going to be important in the end. Every time you get 100 gems in this game, you would get another heart and also a free health refill, which is going to be important for the end of the game. In the Jafar fight at the end, you want to be able to have enough hearts to make sure that you can do the fight optimally, and that is going to be important. Okay, Julian did not get the acceleration optimization from the first zipline, but Tinnue got it, and this is a really close race, so you want to follow these people. They're really good, they have great streams, and they are very good at this game, which is a game I love. So, and first boss, here we go. The first boss is not very complicated. You want to hit them when they are about to hit you with their sword, and after that there's going to be this phase where the boss will swing his sword like crazy, but you can cancel it immediately by throwing an apple. So most apples are going to be already used at this stage of the game. So Tinnue has 3, Julian has 2 left. I think that's still okay. You need 1 or 2 or 3, depending on your strategy, to get the apple refill in Genie 1, which is generally the best way to get more apples later on in the game. Alright, second world, this is the Caverns, or the Cave of Wonders. We are going to do a lot of damage boosting right off the bat. Exactly. I wonder if Tinnue is going to do it on the bat. Okay. Oh yeah, that was not very optimal, but that's fine. Losing some parts is okay, because there's bread on the top that refills 1 health. And there is a little bit of RNG going on. One of the scorpions can go left or right, and you have to anticipate that. And at the end of the level, we need to manipulate Abu. Now, it's not really important to go fast. As long as you have triggered Abu, we're going to have to wait just before the ending trigger of the level. Make sure that Abu is following you, and just when you see him coming to you, you want to trigger the ending. The reason for that is when you end the level, Abu is going to start following you by just walking, which is slower, and you want him to be running as long as possible. So that manipulation saves time. It actually saves more than a second, I think. Let's see if people are going to go for log skips, which are very scary in this game. Okay, Julian is not going for the second one. Tinnue, both racers got the first one. Yeah, I don't think Tinnue is going to go for the second. Indeed. Second one is possible. You have to take damage on those spikes, and then you can completely dismiss having to use the second rope to raise the stalactite. You can go through it just by crouching on the log, and the fact that you are hit will make you not hit by the second stalactite. You can zip through. It's really technical, and yeah, it's normal that people don't go for it in a marathon setting because it's really scary. But still, this is a very respectable time. Like a 4 minutes 20 end of World 2 is really good. And now we are going to go to what speedrunners love, which is auto-scrollers. There's not much to do in this auto-scroller, except for, of course, make sure you don't die. And also, I believe that both of them are going to go for what we call the death route. So this is an important thing about this game. This game is not very RNG heavy. There's just a couple things here and there which depend on luck. But one of them is the Jafar fight. At the end of the game, you want to have the correct pattern from Jafar at the end of the game, and that unfortunately is unlikely to happen normally. It's like 1 out of 4 chance. But we have a way to force it to happen every time, which is to take a death somewhere between Caverns 2 and Palace 1. So the best way to take a death without losing too much time is to take it here. I believe they're going to go for a death just after this is done. Wait, Julian is not going for it, but Tinnue is. That's interesting. We see a route divergence here. You see Tinnue has taken an intentional death, and now she is she's back at the checkpoint. So this death only costs like 3 or 4 seconds. But thanks to that, now the RNG on her end is set to a fixed value. It's back to its normal value. And from now on, if she does not make a mistake and she does everything correctly, she should be able to have the manipulated Jafar fight. So that's interesting. We'll see if Julian happens to be lucky, and also if Tinnue manages to carry the RNG all the way. So this is interesting to see. So don't worry, Tinnue is now behind because of that death, but she has an advantage. She should be able to manipulate Jafar, which could save 8 seconds. So we'll see if that ends up making things even. Oh, and by the way, in that auto-scroller, you also want to take all the gems that you can. It's very important, so you ensure having 100 gems just before the Jafar fight, so you can get a 6th heart and a health refill. So yeah, as it's an auto-scroller and you have to wait anyway, might as well use that opportunity to take all the gems possible. Now, Carpet Race, if you had this game as a kid, like I did, you probably died there a lot. But fortunately, these people are speedrunners, they're good at this game, so this should be no problem. Next level, the Genie World. The Genie World ups the difficulty quite a bit, and this is difficult to really play well in a speedrun setting. Oh, Julian did not manage to fire his apples at the apple jar, and he only got 10 apples out of it, which I don't believe is enough for all strategies later in the game. So we'll see. He might want to have to use the apple jar in level 6-1. I hope he remembers to do that, or I don't know what his strategy is going to be, but he will have to adapt. 10 apples is not enough for everything. Okay, Julian is not going for the scary jump at the end of this section. But Tinnue is, and she gets it. Yeah, interesting. That saves a little bit of time. Yeah, we have a race, guys. This is actually quite cool. Second level, yeah, there's not a lot going on. Nothing is very terribly difficult in this level, but still, there's a lot of mashing involved. Generally, in this game, you want to exploit slopes. When a slope goes down, you want to just run down it because it's going to be faster than running on flat ground. And generally, it matches the speed that you can achieve by mashing the cape. So it's better to just run down the slope, unless you're a TAS. Nobody's a TAS. Also, you want to minimize the number of enemies that you jump on, so it's better to use apples to enemies to kill them. Because if you're jumping on anything will slow you down, you will lose your maximum speed for several frames, so it's better to not do that. Next level, it's a vertical optimization level, and Julian, okay, still gets the platform. It was a bit of a hiccup, but it was fine. You don't need to be super fast as long as you catch the best possible cycle of the last tongue. And And now we have to jump on cubes. So there's a thing called high jumps. There's 2 cubes which are really high, and Julian did not get the jump on the first one. He did get the second one. So that's good. It's quote-unquote random. It doesn't really depend on RNG, but it depends on subpixel positions, which is a thing you cannot really do anything about. And if you are lucky, your jump will be a full 64 pixel jump, and you'll be able to reach the top of the cube without having to grab a ledge. But if you don't get that lucky, you will have to grab a ledge and lose some time. Something like 0.7 or 0.8 seconds. Still, the 2 races are really, really close together. This is a very interesting race. There's been no bad death so far. Big setback. So here we go to something which was definitely in the movie. Oh, Julian took a death. Oops. That's a bummer. So now Tinnue is in the lead for a little bit. Yeah, as I said, this is definitely in the movie. Some people call it Aladdin's vacation in the pyramids. So we don't really know why this is there. Oh, and the second death for Julian. This might be bad. If he dies again, he will lose a continue, and he will have to get the cape again. I hope he knows where to get that. Well, I hope he doesn't die again. Yeah, those levels are complicated to optimize. There's some quicksand which is going your way, so you want to exploit it, and some of it which is going the other way, so you want to avoid it. And the route is really, well, it's really fixed now. It hasn't evolved much in the last years for the first level. The second level, yeah, you want to bounce on those cobra heads. Yeah, okay, Tinnue is not doing the optimization in the end. It's just a few frames, and it's pretty scary. But yeah, she's performing very well. Oh, okay, nice. Julian is using the apple jar in level 5 too. That's also pretty good. Not as good as 6-1, but yeah, I guess it might be easier for him. Third level of the pyramid. This level is based on cycles, so you want to damage boost on the spikes a lot to make sure that you don't have to grab those chain handles. And they're a very good level by Tinnue. Very good level. She did the 2 damage boosts on spikes to not have to grab handles, because having to grab them and swing around them is really, really time consuming. It wastes more than a second. And also when something goes wrong in that level, usually everything goes wrong because you are offset for the rest of the level. So you have to adapt, and it can be very bad. Yeah, pretty good times so far. Yeah, time to sing. Yeah, the thing is, I don't have sound, so I will not be able to synchronize with the music, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to sing. I'm just going to explain things. I hope that's alright. I can show you the world. That's all you're going to have. This is again an auto-scroller. And yeah, what people want to do here is get gems. It's the only thing you can do, really. And it's important. You want to leave this level with somewhere between 66 and 70 gems, so that you make sure that you will have 100 gems just before the Jafar fight. So they're setting up their gem count right now. I think Tinnue started this level with 64 gems, which is pretty good. You want to take red gems because they are worth 3 gems. And oh yeah, this is something that a lot of people generally wonder. At the end of a level, of a world, the total red gems that you got is displayed one by one, and it actually does not waste any time. Even though it looks like it should, it does not. The time it takes for that screen to be skippable does not matter. It does not depend on how many red gems you got. So you can get as many red gems you want. It's not going to be costly. It's not going to be costing any time. Okay, Tinnue is going to finish this with a 68. Yeah, 68. That's all right. That's respectable. She's all set. I think she should be still good on the RNG manipulation. There's one thing that she's going to have to do. On the second level of Palace, she will have to quickly throw an apple at Iago, the first Iago, and it has to be done quickly, otherwise RNG is probably going to mess up. Okay, first level of Castle. Oh, Tinnue did not fire an apple at this first guy, that's okay. Okay, she's going to have to make sure that she takes enough jumps, avoids enemies, and fires apples at those sword guys so that it does not really... you kind of go through them, even even after that, but they will not throw a sword, so it will make your path a little bit faster. So that's why it's important. Oh, and as I said before, you want to exploit slopes going down, but you also want to avoid slopes going up, as in a lot of platforms. So that's why she jumps a lot. Oh, and she misses the throw to Iago. Ah, that's so bad. Because now I believe that RNG is messed up on her side. So she will not be able to get the manipulated correct pattern on Jafar. So maybe she'll still get it by chance, but now it's no longer guaranteed. So let's see, it might matter. If one of them gets it, it's going to be an 8-second time save, so that could decide. Alright, at least Tinnue does not get a bad Iago on the 3rd level, because that also can waste a lot of time. This is also governed by the cycle of the fire going up and down, and you will take a lot of damage. Also, she's going to make sure that she gets close to 100, so that she gets exactly 100 just before Jafar. She has 96 right now, which is good. It's good enough. There's 6 gems you can get before Jafar and after the last damage boost here, so you want to have at least 94. Okay, last red gem and last gems. That she gets the 100, she gets the 6th heart and a free health refill for Jafar. And no lucky pattern for her. Let's see how Julian goes. So what you want to have on Jafar is to have immediately edge. Right as the fight starts, you want to have this pattern where he creates those 4 pot birds. So you can jump on the pot bird, then jump on Jafar, and you can infini combo him to death. If you get that at the start of the fight, you save 8 seconds, compared to getting the cane pattern, which is unfortunately the most common. At least both racers performed the Jafar fight correctly with the RNG that they go. Alright, Tinnue is now facing the fun fight of this game, the snake fight, Snake Jafar. And the idea of this fight is that we want to just damage boost a lot so you can reach his head. You see that the snake body that we stand on is wavy, and when it reaches its highest point, we can jump, take damage, and that would make us reach just high enough so we can hit Jafar. Hey, Tinnue getting the 6th hit and 7th. Ooh, really solid fight on Tinnue's end, and Tinnue is the winner. Oh, her time didn't stop, but that was a low 17, which is a very respectable time for a marathon. I'm pretty proud of her. And Julian also getting this 7th hit and 8th hit again. 7th hit was really difficult to get with the fight that he was doing. Good thing that he did not die again and lose a continue. Congratulations to both of them. This was a really nice race. I hope everybody enjoyed. Hope everybody enjoyed this game. This is, in my opinion, a fantastic speedrun. It has all the features of a great speedrun. It's pretty short, very easy to get into, but super difficult to completely master. There's just so much going on. There is the mashing and a lot of other technical aspects of it. There is some luck involved, but you can manipulate it at the expense of a death somewhere. So there's a lot of lots of possible routes to go through this. Lots of runners. Community is very welcoming. So if you want, there's a lot of there's a lot of resources if you want to get into this game. Joe D'Amelio made very thorough tutorials for this. So yeah, there is some material if you want to get into it. Yeah, no problem, Tinnue. And congratulations, both of you, for your runs. I am good for the next run.